No more aid!
No more aid!
Stop the funds for deadly rape!
Stop the funds for deadly rape!
To the Zionists, to the apartheid state of Israel, listen you Bibi! We the people of Los Angeles charge you with the act of genocide! Whether it is today or tomorrow, we will not stop speaking until you either die or Palestine is free! And your minions here on Wilshire Boulevard, whether you move from Fairfax, or you go to Westwood, or you go to Santa Monica, or you go to the ocean, we will fucking change you!
You guys are proud Israelis, you guys would have had more people here.
Yeah, more people here.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how many we're here. We're in the right, you're all in the wrong.
Exactly.
Doesn't take... You have to understand the history here. The history is going back to '67. After the preemptive war that we struck when we were in self-defense war, all the Arabs in all of Israel, especially in the south in Gaza and Hebron, thought they were all going to be slaughtered by us. They were thrilled that we left them alone. But because we didn't send them out of our land, they spent the next 45 years building up to what we see now, where the whole Middle East is surrounded with haters of Israel, Hezbollah and the Muslim Brotherhood, and now Hamas and Fatah, and we gave them all of Gaza against the better advice of all the majority of the Jewish people all over the world. We gave them the whole of Gaza. All they did was bring their rockets closer, and the last few weeks and months have seen what that has brought: destruction to Sderot and Beersheba and Hebron and all the areas in the south of Israel. This is an absolute outrage. They are nobody went crying to the UN for the escalation of an outrage of violence when they were throwing thousands of bombs on us for the last 4 years. And as soon as we give them a little taste of what we're capable of doing to them, they go crying to the UN. And then the UN is going to come back and condemn only Israel for this outbreak of violence. And all I can say is I condemn the UN for existing, because they are the part of the problem. They protect people that want to destroy us and wipe us off the map. They don't want to live in peace. It's all a lie. And if you want to ask me any other questions.
How worried are you that this escalation can grow into something more?
I'm not worried at all. The Palestinians and the Arabs should be worried that it will grow into something, because we can take care of ourselves. Israel has shown throughout the last 60 years, against all odds, that it's able to defend itself. And with the God of Israel protecting us, we have been able to defend ourselves. And the escalation can only hurt them. It won't hurt us. I'm in favor of the escalation, because I'm sick of having to do this every 4 or 5 years, that people have to suffer and die and get rained on missiles in the interim until finally Israel said they had enough. This is a failed policy by Israel. They should go in there and clear the place. They should all go to Egypt, where they originally came from. The land of Israel was given to us 4,000 years ago by God to Abraham, and when we conquered it in the time of Joshua after Moses and the Exodus, the land of Israel was given to us by God. It is our land. They have 22 nations to go in the Arab world and live. They can live in any one of them with our blessing, but they cannot and should not remain in our land or anywhere close proximity to what is the land, the biblical land of Israel. It is our land.
Thank you,
God gave it to us. Against our better judgment and the majority of the Jewish people's opinions all over the world, 7 years ago we gave Gaza entirely back to the Palestinians as a gesture of peace, a unilateral gesture of peace. And we got nothing but them moving closer and rocketing us for the last 7 years. 4 years ago we went in briefly, and now since then they've built up to where they're raining thousands of missiles on us in the last couple of years. But it's not reported in the Western media. And so this looks like a minor provocation led Israel to make a disproportionate response, and it's not true at all. People got killed today in the morning in Israel, and they've been raining down missiles on us nonstop for the last few months without any kind of response on Israel's part. Finally, Israel said they had enough, and they went in. and they just want it to stop. But they don't want peace. If they wanted peace, they could have had peace 47 years ago. They could have had peace 60 years ago. This is an ongoing conflict because they won't realize that this land was given to us by God, and they have 22 other nations that they can live among their Arab brethren. Why do they have to live among us who they hate and they want to wipe us out? Let them go live with their Arab brethren. We see the Middle East for what it is and how they live so wonderfully and peacefully among themselves. What makes the world think that they can live peacefully ever with people we have nothing in common with? Religion-wise, culture-wise, background-wise, historical background. There's no possible solution. Two nations cannot live on one piece of land. It's just never happened anywhere in the world without bloodshed.
And do you think this is going to escalate into a full-out war?
Well, I hope it does, personally, because I'm tired of having to come back every 7 years or every 4 years and just do minor little operations to try and scare them into stopping. I want it done. Should have been over in '67. They should never have gotten to the position of raining thousands of missiles back on us after the 6-Day War. After the 6-Day War, they were suppliant to us. They were completely thought they were going to walk into their cities in Gaza and to Hebron and slaughter all of them for what they've done over the past 60 to 100 years before that. And we didn't. We should have sent them out of the country. That was the big mistake of Israel. But the bottom line is we left them alone and tried to make peace with them. And this is the reward we get. For 45 years, they have been escalating. So now the whole Middle East, from Hezbollah in the north and Syria in the north, all the way around to the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, there's no Camp David Accords anymore. The peace process of Oslo is dead, and they want to just choke us off and surround us. And so it's time that Israel stood up for itself. Long past time. We shouldn't be here 45 years later. We should have solved the problem in 1967, and it should have been over for history. This is irresponsible policy of the Israeli government all these years to let Jewish blood flow in the streets in terrorism because they were too afraid of world opinion to send the Arabs out of our land that God gave us and send them back to their lands where they have 22 nations that they can live amongst.
Why don't you go in and talk to them on that side?
I'm talking to both sides. It's your turn. It's murder on both sides.
It isn't murder.
And
Self-defense is never murder. Self-defense is never murder.
Behind religion, you can
Self-defense
hide
is
behind
never
law,
murder.
But murder.
The land belongs to the Jewish people
It's not
for
even an
now,
Arabic name,
exclusively and
Palestine.
forever. The land belongs to the Jewish people. Side by side, two nations have never lived in the same piece of land anywhere in the world, even in North Ireland. They can't live, and they have such cultural similarities, and they expect us, when we have different religion, different culture, different history, different everything, and they expect the world expects us to live in peace with them. They can't even live with themselves in peace all over the world. They slaughter each other for whatever differences they have or whatever suspicions they have of each other. The point is, we have to stand up all over the United States. Jews have to stand up in Israel's crisis in its time of emergency. We have to show that we're unafraid to hit the streets and to express our voice into the atmosphere that we believe in the right and the justice of the cause of Israel and the Jewish people in Eretz Israel, in the land of Israel.